What's up guys, Gaming Josh HD here bringing you, I think it's episode 4 of Transfer News, and today we were doing all the usual things. Sorry it's a bit late today, it's 3 o'clock as I'm recording this, and yeah, so hopefully we'll get this up and running. So the first story today, Andre Villas-Boas has ruled out a move for Loic Remy. There's been a big speculation that Chelsea and Spurs were going in for the French striker, but actually Spurs have pulled out of it and they're not going to sign him. Spurs are interested in Athletic Bilbao striker Fernando Llorente, and they have said they might go for a deadline day deal for the Spanish striker. It will be a fantastic signing for Spurs, as they're lacking up front, and Leandro de Mal is yet to be. They've yet had an accepted bid for him, and same with Willian. So hopefully they'll get a massive 40 million move on the final day of the transfer window. The next story is quite a controversial story. That Dimitar Berbatov is undergoing a medical at Fulham. There's been a lot of interest from Fiorentina and I think Juventus, but he has decided to go to have a medical at Fulham. And also, why I don't really get Berbatov, because why would you join Fulham over the Serie A champions, which is pretty weird, but anyway, it's up to him at the end of the day. Another fascinating story, that Manchester City have signed former Ipswich and Everton keeper Richard Wright. Now, this guy is 34 years old, and Manchester City, who are the Premier League champions, are signing a 34-year-old goalkeeper. They have Joe Hart, they have Pantilimon, they have that Nielsen. Now they're just going to get a 34-year-old. I think that's just crazy signing. Really do. Sunderland are interested in signing Fulham striker Dempsey, and this is another team that are on the list for the interested of Dempsey. Obviously Liverpool are interested in, but Brendan Rodgers apparently wants to sell Andy Carroll and get Daniel Sturridge and Clint Dempsey in, but obviously no really offers for Andy Carroll. He's not going to get there. Arsenal have not reached any agreements with with any contracts or anything for Marouane Chamakh or Nicholas Bentner. So obviously two strikers, but obviously they're not really lacking in the striking department at the minute. Well, they are, because they haven't scored a goal yet this season, but they haven't really got, they don't really need him, because Shamack's just terrible, and Bentner, it just doesn't like to play for Arsenal anymore, and I'll talk more about Bentner later in this video. The next story is that Walcott is not impressed by money, according to Arsene Wenger. Obviously, I said yesterday that Walcott has renewed it's not a long term, but it's pretty much a really short term contract at Arsenal, which obviously he won't be able to get sold this tomorrow and today. So hopefully that I wish they didn't accept a contract for Walcott. I would like to see him go to more likely Liverpool and Manchester City, because he'll be sitting on the bench for days at Manchester City. It'll be such a bad move for him. But the next story is that Granero is having a medical at QPR. They're signing such top class players. I can see if they sign a couple more. They've already signed Julio Cesar, they signed Granero pretty much. They've got the likes of Tarat, and Ricardo Carvalho could be on his way to QPR as well. And another player two more players that I'm going to talk about in a bit, they could, this season, they could be like a gelling season sort of thing, but then next season, I think they could be pushing for Europa League if they have this strong team. The next story is that Sessegnon has signed a contract extension until 2015, so Sunderland fans, don't get worried, your main man is not leaving. Norwich have bidded for Craig McHale Smith. He plays for Brighton at the minute in, I think, the Championship. But again, I don't know why, but Norwich seem to have this instinct of buying Championship players in for the Premier League. Robert Snodgrass, Stephen Whittaker was playing in the SPL, and now Craig McHale-Smith. I think they need to get some top class players, not just these like these Championship players, because they don't have any experience. Snodgrass hasn't had any experience, McHale-Smith hasn't had any experience, so you need to get those top class players in order to play in the top class league. And if they don't sign any top class players, the only one I can think of off the top of my head is Michael Turner, who's been playing in the Premier League for years. I think they could get relegated this year if they don't sign any better players. The next story is that it's like a Italian story, to be honest. Del Piero could be going to the A-League. The A-League, if you don't know what the A-League is, it's the Australian league. So obviously he's getting old now, as everybody knows. Top class striker, no matter how old he is. But he could be going to the Australian league. So that's pretty weird in some cases. But again, it's like a retirement league, as I call them. Like the MLSs and the A-League is a lot of the like English-speaking leagues that are not in England are the retirement leagues, I would say. So so that could be potentially a good move for Del Piero, as I don't think he can play at the top notch anymore, because as he has said, he is quite old. Stefan Mbia wants to move for QPR. He has set his heart on it. Obviously, Joe Barton probably completing his deal later today at Marseille. And obviously, I said in a couple of videos ago back that Marseille want to chop down their costings. And obviously, Stefan Mbia is on a lot of wage. QPR have a lot of money, and Marseille don't have a lot of money. And Joe Barton could be going to France, and Mbia could be going to England. So hopefully, that deal will be done today or tomorrow. QPR are interested in signing Danish centre-back Simon Kjaer, I think that's how you say his name, played in the Euros really, really well with Daniel Agger. So if they do sign him, yet again, fantastic signing. They're making a lot of good signings this transfer window, because they've got quite rich owners. The next story is that City have finally agreed a £6.2 million deal for Scott Sinclair. To be honest, if I was Scott Sinclair, I would not move to Manchester City now, because why on earth would you move to Manchester City? It's like they've lost out on one player, which is Walcott, and then they're gonna not then they're just coming back to you because you're like the lower version of him. I think it's pathetic, Manchester City, just because Scott Sinclair is a fantastic player. He'll be doing the exact same as Adam Johnson was, which was sitting on the bench for a season, coming on in 70th minute for 4 games, and then they were just. That's the annoying thing about Manchester City. I think they need to put some rules on that, because the players, the amount of quality they have on their bench that they just don't loan out or do anything with, it is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm actually happy that Adam Johnson has moved on to Sunderland. So I think Sunderland are going to be a big threat this year to the Europa League. Because Stephen Fletcher is a really good striker. Sessegnon, Adam Johnson, really good signings they've made. And because I like Martin O'Neill as a manager, Martin O'Neill, should I say? Because he was top class at Aston Villa with Gareth Barry and James Milner, Ashley Young. And it's going to be the exact same at Sunderland. I really, really, really agree that Sunderland are a top-notch team. I reckon they could be the new old Aston Villa, because Aston Villa have just gone downhill tremendously since Martin O'Neill left. It's just ridiculous how much they've gone downhill. The next story is that Malaga and Celta Vigo are interested in lanky striker Nikola Zigic. I just wanted to bring this story because Nikola Zigic has been linked with a couple of Prem teams. I think Fulham was one, and I can't remember the other one. But yes, so Nikola Zigic got lots of interest over the summer. I really, really hope that he does leave the Championship. He doesn't deserve to be in there. He's a really good striker, I say he's Premiership material. He's pretty much like an Andy Carroll but Serbian, so really good player though. FC Schalke are closing in on a season-long loan for Ibrahim Afellay. Obviously from Barcelona, and Barcelona got beat last night. I think it was 2-1 by Real Madrid. I think it's the Super Cup or something. So obviously Afellay not going to get any game time at Barcelona this season, as David Villa's come back and Christian Tello's there, Pedro's there. So obviously he's going to have to go on the loan, and which is quite a good place to go, Schalke. You know, they're in contention for the Champions League. I don't know if they're in the Champions League. Don't really follow the Bundesliga that much. But yeah, so it's a good deal for just Ibrahim Afellay. Stoke City have bid 4 million on Charlie Adam. I think this is a fantastic move for Stoke. You know, they've made loads of good signings, as I said. They again are going to do well this year. You know, Charlie Adam, a really good midfielder, doesn't get any game time at Liverpool, and again he'll benefit moving to Stoke City if he does go to Stoke City. Well, a replacement already, it seems like, for Scott Sinclair. Swansea City have agreed a deal with Valencia for Pablo Hernandez. Really, really good player. A lot of good things about him I've heard, and hopefully he can replace Scott Sinclair better, like, so he's a better player than him. He's, I think he's a gold 81 overall on FIFA. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that it'll be a good replacement for Scott Sinclair, but Scott Sinclair is definitely going to be like the new Ashley Young in the future. So hopefully that Pablo Hernandez will replace him, because you know, I like Swansea City. They're a really good team. I'm not just saying that because they've whooped people's asses in the first 2 games. You know, I really do enjoy watching their football. Whilst Brendan Rodgers was there. So yeah, so the next story is, we're 12 minutes into this already. Edu, I don't know what his name is, has completed his move from Rangers to Stoke. Again, another good sign of Stoke, you know, bunching up that midfield a bit, as they need to do, because everyone got, I think, Gary Whelan and Rory Delap, so a bit of competition with obviously Palacios. I just remembered this is not on my list, but Palacios has been training with the reserve, so that could be a potential move away from Stoke City. And then we've got 2 more stories left, and then I'm going to check the Sky Sports website if there's any more news on there. Juventus are interested in Nicolas Bentner for a replacement on was soon to be Berbatov, but he's obviously going for a medical at Fulham. So yeah, so that could be a potentially good deal for Bentner and Juventus. And the last story today, Jermaine Defoe has signed a new 3-year deal at Tottenham Hotspur, which will keep him there till 2015. In whatever how much his contract already is. I'm just going to check the Sky Sports News website, because there's some more articles. Oh, so that is quite some big news, guys. Jay Spearing has agreed a loan deal to Bolton, and Everton have made a Oviedo bid. It's FC Copenhagen's Costa Rica, I think he's a left back. So that's going to be quite good 2 signings for Bolton and for Everton. So I'll say thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, please. Follow me on Twitter at GamingJoshXD. And so I'll say thanks for watching, and peace.